Uncle T home visit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, privilege to get this access, especially the day after a little bit of altercation with your guy Tyrone Mckenna.
Mm-hmm.
But before we start or go further, was it staged?
Everyone keeps on asking me, was it staged? Because actually, as I watched it back, it does look a bit staged. The way that he came at me shouting and then he didn't do anything. It looks a bit staged, but it wasn't staged. I think that he came at me like that because he thought that I was going to be afraid and move backwards, and then he could be like, yeah, I've got Ohara scared. This guy's got no heart. He don't want any confrontation. He's like a dog that's got all bark but no bite. And that's what he showed us last night. All bark, but as soon as I put my hands on him, he had literally no bite. And so it wasn't staged, it was all real. Yeah, it was real.
The thing is that he obviously saw Coogan with the camera, so he just thought this was a perfect opportunity to come and just put it on you for the cameras, but he wasn't expecting you to react like that.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, because basically what happened was, I said to him online that if I see him in person, I'm going to slap him.
Okay.
So when he came up to me, shouted, he was like, "What? Come and slap me then! Come and slap me then!" That's what he was saying. He was saying, "Come and slap me then! Come and do what you've been saying that you're going to do online." And so, you know.
You know what it reminded me of? I think it was when Derek Chisora finished fighting Vitaly Klitschko, and David Hay was running his mouth, so he just thought, okay, this is a perfect opportunity to try and sell another fight, but he wasn't expecting David Hay to like glass him.
Exactly.
Well, talking about glass, you had to take off yours because you didn't want any of that, you know.
Those glasses, they cost me quite a bit of money, so I didn't want him to get damaged. Okay. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take off my shades first, and then I'm gonna handle this guy. I'm gonna manhandle him, and I did manhandle him.
How did you, when you pushed him back, did you feel any strength? Was there any resistance from him? Or?
Someone asked me this earlier. The guy was weak as hell. There was no strength, there was no push, there was no shove. The guy was just weak. He was just like a ragdoll.
Did he? I thought I heard some noise like. What?
The noise was me pushing him around.
Okay.
That's what the noise was.
So what did Coogan do? Like, obviously he dropped the camera. Did he drop the camera or what?
Coogan put the camera down fast and tried to get in the middle because there wasn't any security there. Well, no, there was actually one guy there, but he literally ran off as soon as he saw me and Tyrone Mckenna get into a little scuffle. Yeah. The other guy quickly ran off, and it was only Coogan there, so he put the camera down and he got in the middle. So
what was being said after that now? As MTK going?
After that, I saw him. After that, I went and sat ringside, and he was sat ringside. I was sat down for about 5 or 10 minutes. I was like, you know what? I'm not finished yet. I tried to walk up to him. Yeah. Everyone got in the way, and everyone stopped it. And you know, everyone got in the way, everyone stopped it. And that was it. And after that, he left the boxing arena. Because after that altercation that happened the second time, I didn't see him again.
Oh, okay. Has MTK got in contact with you, like to just tell you to hold it down, like?
No, they don't. They don't need to, because I don't need to hold anything down because I'm not going to see him again. So you know.
I spoke to him 2 days before that, and I asked him if he gets the blue ball, what would he do? He said he would choose you straight away. I've got actually the same question. What if you get the blue ball? What would you do? Where would you go?
It depends on how I feel. That's what I've always said in my different interviews that I do. People ask me, what are you going to do? It depends on how I feel. I'll probably choose him. So most likely I would choose him. But as of now, if it was now, I would actually choose him. But, you know, maybe my anger might calm down. Maybe I might want to fight someone else. So maybe I might choose somebody else. One of the most important things, this is a lesson for him also. One of the most important things about being an entertainer is you have to be unpredictable. And this guy wants to be an entertainer, yet he's coming online saying, if I get the blue ball, I'm going to choose him. You're being a bit too predictable. Everyone knows your moves now. Everyone knows what you're going to do, so it's not a shock. You got to always shock the fans. Always shock them, otherwise they get bored of you. So, you know, I'm always going to say, it depends on how I feel. And it really does depend on how I feel. I might not want to choose him. I might want to leave that till next year or a bit later down the line. The fight's always going to be there. Ain't no rush. He'll get his ass whipping. All in good time.
you've had 2 losses on your record.
Mm.
Whether you thought you got robbed the second time, but you've got 2 losses in your records, and one thing that stands out to me is they're both southpaws. Tyrone is a southpaw. Is that going to be a problem for you? Because obviously, with your style, an orthodox fighter, I feel is easier for you because obviously you got the long reach and you're used to that style. Not many people orthodox, a lot of them will find you a bit awkward sort of thing. But southpaw comes with a different sort of angle. Have you thought about that?
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I doubt it. I'm training under Tony Cisse now. I've got a whole new training set up, a whole new training regime, and my sparring, my training, I'm the fittest I've been now. 6 or 7 weeks out from the fight, I don't know how many weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, you know, I'm fitter than I've ever been. I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in. My weight's good, but my sparring ultimately is the best that I've ever been. It's as sharp as I've been. It's as sharp as I've been. And I feel like under my new coach now, I'm going to be a different animal. So if southpaws are my weakness, it's not going to be my weakness anymore. I've been working on stuff, my sharpness, my timing, my power. I just got to hit him once and the fight's over.
What if he doesn't go? Because he got dropped a couple of times by
Cattle.
Yeah.
But Cattle don't hit as hard as me. None of these guys hit as hard as I hit. It's just that in my last 3 fights I've been a bit shy throwing the right hand. I'm not shy throwing it no more. And when he feels it, I hit harder than all these guys at my weight class. There ain't nobody that hits harder than me. No one. So I'm sparring like middleweights right now. I'm sparring welterweights, like middleweights, because I can unload on them. I can't spar anyone in my weight class. The last guy I sparred in my weight class, the guy was knocked out. The guy was down for about 5 minutes. It's about 2 weeks ago. The guy was down and out. In round 2, down and out. I can't spar guys my weight. I've got to spar guys heavier than me. And right now it's all talk. But I guess on November the 22nd, we're going to see. Whoever I come against, I'm going to throw that right hand. And it will hit them.
Like, obviously, we're somewhere in Essex. And as I was driving to you, I drove past, like, not past the thing, but close to your old, Brentwood. You only, done the calculation, you're only about 20 minutes away from there, give and take with no traffic. Do you ever miss that sort of place?
No, not for a second. I've driven past there a few times myself, and I'm like, oh, that's the match room. I used to train there. I don't miss it one bit. I think with me, I'm not. I like change. I love change. I love change, and I'm in a new environment now. That's what keeps me young and fresh, and the love of the sport there. Imagine me being in the same gym in the same place for 5, 6, 7 years. I get bored of it. I get bored quite easily. I need a change, and I felt like that's a change that I needed.
One of the positive things I've noticed in that environment is the conditioning. Yeah. There's a thing called the triangle, as they do. Did you do that? Conor Ben explained to me a little bit how that goes, and that is one of the benefits of training there, because the conditioning. Don't you feel that you've missed that sort of conditioning?
Fitness has never been my issue. You've never seen me go into a fight and get tired. Even after the matchroom gym, my performances might not have been up to scratch, but that's not based on my conditioning or my fitness. That's based on my skill and the shots that I am throwing and that I didn't throw. So conditioning is never been my issue. Where I'm at, my conditioning now is even better than it was back then. I'm fitter now than I was back in the matchroom gym, and I'm more skillful now, and I'm hitting a lot harder now. So, I won't lie, the fitness work there was good, and you had other fighters there to help push you.
Yeah.
But I don't need to get pushed. My fitness, my fitness has always been good. That's been one of my strong points all the time.
Okay.
You've never seen me get tired.
The thing is, I've seen you spar in matchroom, yeah, and I've seen you spar outside when it was a matchroom. I would say there was a little bit of decline from when I saw you in matchroom and when I've seen you outside after that.
But then the question
I told people, I remember telling people like, this guy is a problem. I remember when you was working with a few people where even the rest of them were trying to give you a code to like hold it down, like without embarrassing the other guy. They're like, yeah, you might have to, just trying to. That was some beautiful sparring I saw you in Matchroom.
But then you've never seen me sparring under Tony Cisse yet, so you got to see that I'm better now than I was at Matchroom.
Beautiful.
So the part between Matchroom and now, you got to cut that part out. We don't count that part.
Yeah.
Now I'm a different animal than I was at Matchroom and after Matchroom.
What does Tony Cisse bring to the table? Why have you gone for him? What was it changed in your? What was it added to you?
Tony's given me the love of the sport back first and foremost. The love of the sport. I think that's what I've been missing. Even when I was at the Matchroom gym, you know, after I fought David Matthews, the day after the love of the sport went, I didn't enjoy it. It was just a business now. But now I've got the love of the sport back, and that's the main thing that Tony's given to me. It's given me back the old school styles that I had back in the amateurs, because he's who I was with when I was amateur box. I was 18 fights, 18 wins as an amateur. I never lost, and that was all under him. That I turned pro and thought that I knew better. But this being back there, he's given me my natural style, my natural ability, my natural what works for me, not what works for everyone. What works for me, the unorthodox shots that I throw, and that's the OD that's back now.
Out of the 18 fights in the amateurs, how many of them were stoppages?
A lot of them, most of them.
Most of them.
I don't remember exactly how much, but I know that most of them were stoppages.
So you trained with Cisse in the Peacock gym.
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
And that's where your old trainer, Tunde Ajayi. Do you see him around?
I see Tunde all the time. You know, me and Tunde are cool. Even before I started training back under Tony Cisse, me and Tunde, you know, after we stopped training together, we didn't speak for maybe 6, 7, 8 months. But you know, we're adults. We saw each other one day and we started to talk again. And he's fine. You know, the last time I saw him, I was like to him, Uncle, I like the shirts you got. He was like, cool, I'm gonna bring you 5 of them. And Tunde told me to go out to the guy that makes the shirts and tell him to do me 5 of them. I'm not paying for it. Tunde's paying for it out of his own pocket. So the love's there. The love is there. Otherwise I'll be like, no, you pay for it. But no, the love has always been there between me and Tunde, even though I'm not training there no more. And you know, it's great. It's a good thing to see. We're a boxing family. We're a boxing family, and I'm not training with him anymore. But he's been so successful with Yarde. He's been so successful, and I've been so successful on my own. So we've both progressed in our fields of life. So listen, maybe if I didn't make any progress, I'd be looking at him like, look at this guy, he's doing this. Or maybe if he didn't make any progress, he'd be like, look at this guy, Ohara, he's doing this, and he went to Matchroom and blah blah blah. But because we're both progressing and they're both doing well, we can both be happy. It's great, isn't it?
Beautiful. There's one thing. A couple of months ago, and Yarde fought in Russia. Before they made the announcements, I was looking up. I didn't see you there, part of the thing. Why not? Where was you?
What, in Russia?
Yeah.
Listen, people don't know. To get into Russia was so hard. For one, you have to get an invitation letter.
Okay.
And to get an invitation letter, you have to know someone there. After you get the invitation letter, you have to apply for a visa. The visas will take about a month and a half to come. And I never knew. I had no way of getting the invitation letter, and then to get a visa, and then to book your flight after you get a visa. It just wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work. But you know what? Just being honest, he don't need me there. Me being there to watch him fight, what's he going to do? Is it going to make him fight any better? Is it going to make him be any sharper? No. And he's done all his work in the gym, and this is what boxing fans don't understand. Boxing fans talk about how I should have been there to go and support his friend. I supported Annie, but the way that I support him is not going out to his fight. It's to make sure that his life in the gym is the best that it can be. So when he's in the gym, I come gym. When he's in the, on the pads and that, I motivate, I shout, because he likes, when you shout lines in the camp and all that, and you motivate them in the gym, and you make the gym a social place. Because listen, Andy was in the gym for hours. Listen, I remember seeing that guy after training. He'll just be sat there in the gym for hours. This guy didn't have a life. This guy lived in the gym, and when you're around the gym and you make the gym a social environment, it makes the fighter feel more glad and feel happy just to be there. And just by me being there to help make the gym a better environment. That's me playing my part. So everyone's got to play their part. But me going out there, it's not gonna change anything. I've got to make sure if he needs anything while he's here, I'm there. If he needs something, no, you rest. I'll go and get it. You need this, don't worry, don't bother yourself. I'm doing it. So whether I was there or not, if he come, if he just I've had fights that he didn't come out to, I don't really care. I don't look at him like you're not a good friend because he didn't come out to my fight. Like no, you just make sure if I need anything before the fight, you're someone that I can count on.
You've got an inside access between two rivals. Well, they're not rivals yet, but they could be in the future. You've just mentioned Anthony Yarde. You used to be in Vegas with him when he was training a long time ago. And you've also been in Ghana with Buatsi. What's the difference? So who would you see if you go, if I say who's got the edge right now, who would you say from what you've seen?
It's an even fight. Based on experience, Joshua Buatsi's got a lot more experience than what Anthony's got. Even though Anthony's fought at a certain level in the pros, Buatsi's done a lot more in the amateurs. He fought. Did he fight in the games? He fought in the Olympics, right?
Yeah, he fought in the Olympics. Buatsi, yeah.
He fought for GB. He fought in all these different championships in the amateurs. Anthony Yarde only had 12 fights as an amateur. 12 fights. But and that's a big but. The way Anthony Yarde adapted to the style of a pro boxer, he took on Kovalev, and he was the guy was that close. The guy almost won, and that shows us what level he's on. That even though he's had only 12 fights as an amateur, that don't mean anything. And the experience that Joshua Buatsi has got over him doesn't mean anything. Anthony's closed that gap. Anthony's closed the gap. So we can no longer say that Joshua Buatsi is more likely to win because he's more experienced. We can no longer say that Anthony's closed the gap because he's adapted to the style of a pro. He's sharp, he's fast, he's got the head movement, defense. The only thing he hasn't got is the experience, but that's okay. He's closed that gap, and I believe that fight is a 50-50 fight.
Can you remember how you felt in the 8th round when you looked as if he was about to get the stoppage?
Hey, listen, I had this. Everyone was here watching the fight. I was literally stood right there. Everyone was just there shouting. But with me, I'm more calm. I'm always calm. But in my mind, I was like, hell yes. But I was cool, composed, calm. But in my mind, I was like, one more shot. And then the brother was like, mate, do the same thing next round. Do the same shit next round. But I'm always calm and composed. I never,
I was with Dean White, Dean's brother. We went to watch it and actually recorded a reaction. I need to repost that again on Instagram. We all like jumping he was about to do it, but
especially as a fighter, as a warrior, the main reason why I stay calm all the time, why I never got hyped, because I know the fight is not over until it's over. I always know the fight is not over until it's over, and I won't celebrate. I won't even shout. I won't even say yes until the fight's done. If the fight ended right there, listen, I would have been doing 10,000 backflips in this room. 10,000 backflips. But in the back of my mind, I was like, this guy's fighting Kovalev. He's fighting Kovalev. The fight needs to be stopped. The fight couldn't be stopped right now. It was that close, but then again, it's not over until it's over. And, he just gassed out after that.
It's all down to experience. With when he was going for the finish, he probably tensed up a little bit more. Now he knows if he ever be in that situation again, he'll be more relaxed when he's throwing his punches, conserve certain energies. But it's all part of experience, and he just needed to that. He just had a big leap and things like that.
Yeah.
And you dropped that. You talked about Tunde didn't tell you to pay for the T-shirts. Another one of your trainer, Tony Sims, I remember you saying something about your ever first fight. You obviously had to pay for his commission, and he refused to take that money. So he's another one that was.
Listen, Tony Sims. What can I say about Tony Sims? Tony Sims is one of the most honest men that I've ever met in boxing. Honest. Like, even though I'm not under him, I will be honest. I'll speak the truth. Tony Sims never tried to get a little extra pound note here, extra pound note there. No, Tony Sims never underpaid me. Only one time he overpaid me by a mistake. Because every time I got paid, I used to check it. Because then I would say, oh, cool, he took this cut, he took that cut. I was like, this ain't right. That's not how much I got. And he paid me a little bit extra by a mistake. So the next day I went to the bank, took out the cash, and I gave it to him. And I was like, this is a good man. He doesn't try to rob anyone. He's a very good man, a clean-hearted man. But he's a Christian man. He goes to church all the time, a religious man. And I feel like the faith plays a big part in the way that he is. So you know what? Even after what happened, and whenever anyone asks me about Sims, like, listen, go on the Tony Sims. He'll make sure you get the best deals. He'll make sure that you get paid on time. And he always advised me to put my money into property. He always advised me, listen, don't be dumb. Put your money into property. He always told me, and I never listened to him. But the more he said it. After me and him ended, it kind of sank in there, and I've done it. I'm doing it.
So it's kind of a funny situation because obviously the issue you had is not with him, but he's his brother. This is family.
His son.
Oh, is it his son?
His son, Charlie Sims.
Oh, okay, Charlie. What's his brother's name again?
Peter Sims.
I thought it was Peter Sims. So it's Charlie Sims you had the problem with. Okay. So he's got a new, he's working with a new company now called Vaz or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying right now, to be honest.
Signing a couple of Too Slick, Chris Congo, and a couple of new things. Okay, it was his son, Charlie. I thought it was because I was about to say that I thought it was his brother because you're the one who introduced Spider to his brother, didn't you? How did that come about?
Yeah,
Craig
he was under Tunde as well one time.
Oh, okay.
And then he was looking for a new coach, and I was like, listen, try Peter Sims. And so he went down to Peter's gym, and then they gelled, and that's it. They didn't need me as a middleman no more. And now he's doing great things under Peter Sims. He's doing amazing things.
Have you seen Tony since you've?
No. I've seen Peter, but I've seen Peter quite a few times.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Tony since.
How are things with you and Peter?
Fine. It's fine. You know, I wish him well. He wishes me well. But I haven't seen Tony or Charlie. It would be kind of awkward if I see any of them. But you know, it's just business at the end of the day. Yeah. It's not that they ever loved me. I never loved them. They never loved me. They always let me know it's just business. Fighters are like we like cars. You come and go. You get this car goes. You get a new car. Fighters are, you know, we're just fighters come and go, and they don't love us.
There was one thing last time I saw you. I didn't say it to you because I'm not. Even though I feel oh, it doesn't look good, I'm not gonna put that negative energy towards you. But the last time we spoke, we talked about you leaving Sky, and you'd finished the contract with Frank Warren. So I didn't know where you were moving forward. Obviously, you didn't want to say at the time, but I remember leaving there thinking, oh, Shay's not looking good for OD. But now with
things are always looking good for OD.
That's what you gave me that positive. It's like, listen, I could still end up in Sky if I want to, and lo and behold, with this contract now, you're back in Sky again.
But the mistake there that you made is that people look at things are going good or things are not going good by in terms of what's happening in your boxing career. Like, no, all boxing is a means to an end. The main goal is not to become a champion, this or that. Yes, that's a goal, but the main goal is to make sure that you're secure and that you're set up for life. And during this year, when I've been a bit, you know, a bit low, a bit kind of quiet. I've got this place, and I'm now working on getting my second place. So whether I've made progress in the ring or not, I'm making progress outside the ring. So things are always going to be looking good for me, whether it's in boxing or not. If I'm not a success in boxing, I'm definitely going to be a success in life.
What would you, after your boxing career, obviously you're thinking about property, is there any other things else you would like to be involved in, you could see yourself being successful at?
I don't know, if I find anything else that I like doing, but I don't really have anything else that I love doing. But I just love talking about houses, looking at houses, viewing houses, knowing about houses. It's a passion. For me, it's not like, you know, it's business, but it's a passion. And I'm only new to it. I only moved out of my mum's house 6 months ago. I was living at mum's house 6 months ago. So I'm talking like I'm big time fucking property tycoon. I'm not, but that's what I'm inspiring to be.
Where does your mum live, in Hackney?
Hackney.
Properties in Hackney are expensive. They're overpriced.
Expensive.
I went with a friend the other day to Hackney Weeks, they're looking at one of those new builds, a 2-bedroom flat, 650 just because it's facing the canal. I was like, 650 grand, and the area wasn't all that like great or like nice and plush. Like driving into it, I was thinking that is a lot of money. Don't you think?
It is a lot of money, but when you're buying a property, maybe in Hackney, that wasn't the price 8 to 10 years ago. That's the price now. So it's all about buying an area where you're going to get the best yield, the best investment. Hackney, London, right now, is not a good investment area. You're buying a place for 650 grand. How much you paying on a mortgage? You'll probably be paying £2,500 a month on the mortgage. But that place isn't going to rent for £2,500 a month. That place will probably rent for £1,500 a month. So you rent that place.
Nah, not in Hackney. Not 2-bedroom. Impossible.
Okay, but it's not good. It's not renting for over £2,500 a month. It'll be renting £2,000 a month at max, at most £2,000 a month. But I say £1,800 a month. That's what it would rent for.
See, that same person lives in a house share right now, and they paying with bills and everything for the room. Obviously, you share the living room and everything. In Hackney, in Clapton, £1,000 for their room, and obviously you share the kitchen.
Then he's got a bad deal.
But that's the going rate.
I look at properties every day. Every day.
That's the going rate for renting in Hackney, because don't forget, like they work in Canary Wharf. They could job there, and they before that they worked in Mayfair. They're quite a fit in the job.
£1,000 for a room in Hackney, that's a really bad deal. That's a very bad deal for a room, not even a place.
It's not just the room, but obviously the house is quite big.
I know, but I look on the site every day, every single night. There's not one night without fail. I look on the thing, and I see much more better deals than that. So it's all about trying to find the right deal. But it's 2-bedroom. We can check it after this thing.
Yeah.
We can check it, because I've got the app on my phone.
Oh, okay.
No way is a 2-bedroom renting for even £2,000 a month. But let's say if it does rent for £2,000 a month, the mortgage will still be about £2,500 a month. So you're still having to fish out £500 out of your own pocket. So that's a bad investment area. You want a good investment area is an area where you can buy, and the money you get back on rent covers what you're paying on the mortgage. If you can get a bit of cash on top of it, great. If not, as long as the mortgage is being dealt with, is being covered, then that's a good investment area. So London, Hackney right now, it's not a good investment.
Some places in London, obviously, when you buy a house, the profit, like as it increases, as time goes, like within 10 years, the amount of profit will be higher than buying in a place in a cheaper area where, in 10 years' time, it might just raise up to just 50 grand or 100 grand more.
But then again, the question is how long. The question is, are they still rising in London? Because in London they're not rising. The house prices have dropped. This year they've dropped. This time last year they cost more than it does now. Houses are now dropping. Why? Because people can get. I'm not gonna say the location where I live, but where I live is the last stop on an Oyster card. People can get a train from here into West Ham in 18 minutes. From here into London in 18 minutes, you can drive from here to London. I drive from here to Mum's house. It takes me just under half hour. So people, they would rather rent here. They can get a train 18 minutes into London and pay less dough on the rent than making a fast train that's in Birmingham. It goes from Birmingham to London in 16 minutes. So people are now thinking, you know what, I'm gonna move up in Birmingham because I can get a fast train. And then they commute into London every day to go to work. So because of that, people that live so the people that live right now in London are now trying to move out. Are now going to move out, which means that the housing demand is now going to be less in London, which ultimately means the prices of the houses are now going to go down. So you're buying it in London now, and you're hoping it's going to go up in 10 years. There ain't no guarantee because it's gone down, and if it does, and also just because it's been going up for the past 20 to 30 years, it doesn't mean that it's going to continue going up. It has to get to a point where it stops. And now they're making all of these other avenues that's now easier to get into London. The prices have to either be stagnant or drop. And the house prices up in Birmingham are now going up. Houses here are now going up. Because the people are now starting to wake up. People are now thinking, you know what, we ain't got to pay this rent money no more. We can pay less money and we can get on a train for 15 minutes and pay half the money we're paying in London.